Coconuts are tricky to classify. They're very sweet and tend to be eaten like fruits. But, like nuts, they have a hard outer shell and need to be cracked open.
To understand if coconuts are fruits or not, it's important to understand the differences between these two categories. Botanically, fruits are reproductive parts of a plant's flowers.
This includes its ripened ovaries, seeds, and nearby tissues. This definition includes nuts, which are a type of closed seed.
Despite having the word nut in its name, a coconut is a fruit, not a nut. A coconut falls under a subcategory known as drupes, which are defined as fruits that have an inner flesh and seeds surrounded by a hard shell.
Now we know the classification of coconut. Let's start by making a craft using coconut shells. But first, let us know the materials that we are going to use.
Coconut shell,
Sandpaper,
Varnish,
Rope,
drill,
marker,
lighter or match,
Candles and glue stick in order to stick on the coconut shells.
Now, we know the materials. Let us make a craft using the coconut shell.
After grating the coconut shell, use sandpaper to remove the small particles that the coconut shell makes rough. Rub it into the outer part of the coconut shells.
Begin with grating the coconut shell to become smooth, but you can buy grated coconut shells in the market.
After rubbing the sandpaper in the coconut shell, let us start varnishing the outer part of the coconut shells.
After varnishing the coconut shells, we will wait until the varnish dries on coconut shell.
While we are waiting to dry the varnish in the coconut shell, we start braiding the rope for the design of the coconut shell.
After braiding the ropes, we start drilling the coconut shell. Drilling the coconut shell is the most crucial part because the shell was hard and there are tendency that the shell will break. After waiting for almost an hour, we are ready to put the signs on the coconut shells.
For the design, we use candles and glue stick in order to stick on the coconut shells.
put the braided rope around the top of coconut shells.
After putting the signs on the coconut shells, we use rope in order to tie the coconut shells to make a hanging coconut shell pot.
And the result of our craft named Hanging Coconut Shell Pot using coconut shells.
Pero dati, kung ano,